You ask what you always wanted to know about me, and I answer that in my 365 Days Journal. Hi, this is Luise Heinzl. Welcome to my channel Junk Journal Art. Nice to see you here. In my last video, I asked you to ask me questions. What did you always want to know about Luise Heinzl? And I have to say, I'm totally blown away about the amount of comments and questions that I got below that video. You've asked so many different questions that is just wonderful, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. I mean, that shows that you are interested in my content and interested in me, and that makes me more than happy, and I really have problems to bring that into words what I'm feeling. I'm surprised about your questions. I'm amazed, maybe a little bit shocked here and there, but you definitely touched my heart. Thank you very much. If you have missed the last video and if you don't know what I'm talking about, perhaps you are new on my channel, then please check out the info box. There's the link to the other video where I explain everything and also show you my journal that I'm working in here within this series. And of course, you can still ask questions. Everything is explained in the other video and in the info box as well. And if you think, oh, I have another question, of course, you can still ask me questions that I will answer or try to answer in my upcoming videos. Cheryl has asked, what is the story of your name? How did your parents decide on your name? Are you named after someone? Are you named after someone, or was your name a popular one? Lots of girls were given during the year of your birth. Dear Cheryl, and anyone else who may have asked this question after I recorded this video, so here's my answer for you. My name in real life, or should I perhaps say in my past life, is not Luise, but it's Manuela. Originally, my parents wanted to call me Manuel. That's a male name. But unfortunately, God had other plans with me, and I was born as a girl. So they went a really simple way and just added an A to Manuel. So then it's Manuela. That's nearly all I can answer to that question about my real name. No fancy story behind that name, no special meaning, or no one who I'm named after, or something like that. But as you know, here on YouTube, I'm Luise Heinzl. So let me tell you something about Luise Heinzl. Luise Heinzl was born in the year 2016. Short rhetorical pause. It sounds that I made a slip, doesn't it? But I haven't. When my partner Gary, you perhaps know him from one of my other videos, he was in one of my videos a few weeks ago. He's my partner, and he came up with the idea of recording and producing his music CD in 2016. He asked me to write some lyrics and to make the booklet. You have seen this music CD in the beginning of this video, and I've also shown you there the booklet of this CD. That's my personal design that I made for him. And that were also the first baby steps into my life as a digital artist. So that was the first thing that I did digitally, and this digital collage and that stuff, that were my first steps. And I think with this booklet my digital career has begun. When I realized in this context with the CD and this booklet that my name would also be written on this CD, I faced a problem. Because my real last name, Block, is a leftover from a failed marriage. When I imagined reading this name, Manuela Block, on this CD, I knew I needed something like a pseudonym, an artist name or something like that. Not that anyone thinks I hold any grudge against my ex-husband. Everything is okay. He's a wonderful man, but not my man. But there were just too many memories attached to that name that weren't me anymore. Do you know what I mean? This name was a name, and I know I had to excuse me, please. I had to put this name when I, for example, have to make my signature or something like that. In my documents, there's this name, but it was not me anymore. And when I wrote the lyrics for one song of this CD that's called Oma and... oh God, I'm mixing English and German. Sorry. It's called Oma und Opa. That means grandmother and grandfather, or shall I better say grandma and grandpa, which is dedicated to my grandparents. I had the idea of putting my artist name together from their first names, so from the first names of my grandma and my grandpa. The two are called Luise and Heinz. Luise has always been a name I really liked, and not just because it's my grandma's name. I was always in love with this name. It sounds so fluffy and like a flower, like positive vibes. So I always liked this name. So the first name for my artist name was found. That was not a big problem. It was really, really easy. But what to do with the last name? And that's a little bit difficult for me to explain in English, because in German it would make way more sense, because the names are written and said a little bit different than you know that from the English language. But let me try to explain that. Heinz is a very common German surname. That's for sure. You could take that as a surname, Heinz. But somehow I always had the feeling that on the one hand, it didn't sound particularly Austrian. I will tell you in a second why I was looking for that sound. And on the other hand, I was always like saying my grandparents' name one after each other. Do you know what I mean? That sounded totally weird. Luise Heinz. So I think the word is choppy. Luise Heinz. Like two names after each other, but not something that was belonging together. That was one name. Hopefully that makes sense in English as well. So I am German, landed here in Austria through Gary. So why should the last name sound Austrian? It was a bit like leaving my old life behind, starting something totally new here in Austria. And even though I didn't want to take the Austrian citizenship, is that the right word? Oh my goodness. I wanted my name to sound like it came from the country where I live now. So I thought, if I can choose that name by myself, then I'll do it the way I like it the best, of course. This is how Heinz became Heinzl, Luise Heinzl. So the Austrians swallow so many letters when they speak. Sorry to all Austrians out there. So just an extra L at the end is enough, and the name sounds like it comes from here. It was a strangely positive moment when I found this name. As soon as I said this name a few times, I knew this was me. This was the new Manuela. The old one stayed somewhere in Germany, and now something totally new is beginning. I also have some struggling when I have to say my real name, when I'm, for example, in a restaurant or wherever where you have to say your name. Do you have to say your name in a restaurant? Luise? No. Do you know what I mean? On some official documents or something like that, when I have to put my signature, I have to concentrate not to write Luise Heinzl, but Manuela Block. I really have a problem with that, because this name, Luise Heinzl, is now me. My grandparents were always really great role models for me. I think many of you feel the same way. As a child, I lived next door to them. We had a big house. My grandparents lived in one half, and my parents, my brother and I in the other. So we saw each other every day, and I was very often with them. And sometimes we also had the luck to go to holiday together. I have a lot of wonderful memories from that time, also creative memories. My grandma was an artist, and I think I have not only inherited her blue eyes, but also a tiny bit of her talent. My grandparents were very brave people. In my eyes, they were the perfect couple. I have a lot of respect for how they treated each other every day. And I would like to tell you a little story. I guess it was the 80th birthday of my grandma. It was really early in the morning, and suddenly you could hear some radio music that was coming from the kitchen. And my grandpa was waiting there for his wife, and he asked her to dance with him. And, oh, sorry. This is such a strong memory from my time as a teenager. I can't forget this. This is not normal. Do you know what I mean? This is such a pleasure. He was such a wonderful man, and he treated his wife with respect, and he made some tiny surprises for her, and he was so cute, just so cute. They were so cute together. I can't bring that into words. And there's also, oh, sorry, I haven't expected that this gets so emotional, but I can't help myself. This is so strong for me. There's also another special thing about my birthday, and the birthday of my grandma, because it's the same day. So for my grandma, it was a really difficult and really bad time when I was born, because I was born on her birthday. And only a few days before our birthday, her own father passed away. And the people who came to her house and wanted to give her some flowers for her birthday or something like that, they didn't know what to say. Happy birthday, congratulations to your granddaughter, or shall we cry with you because your father has passed away? Really, 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 really sad story, and that's something that I will never forget. And this is also this strong thing about this name. These two names, Luise and Heinz, simply belong together for me, just as these two people have belonged together. And I feel like I can carry a little bit of what they brought to my world as a child and as a teenager out into this world, into your world perhaps, by having them together in my artist name. And this name reminds me every day of what is really important in life. My grandma, she did something that's also really hard for me to explain in English. Hopefully it makes sense when I say it now. She was often tapping her glasses with her index finger to show me that we are strong and that we belong together and that we can go through the roughest times of life together, because she wanted to say to me, we have the same eyes, we have blue eyes, and it's the same blue in her eyes than in my eyes. And she wanted to give me this sign that we belong together. And having this name makes me feel she is doing this again to remind me why we have the same eyes. Whew. So that was the story behind my name, Luise Heinzl. I haven't expected that I get so emotionally, but I want to be honest to you, and this series on my channel is made for giving you some more, information about me. I want you to know me a little bit better, and I hope you enjoyed this, even if I had to cry. Sorry. So, If you have any questions, then please feel free to write them down below in the comments. I will try to answer every question in my upcoming videos. And I hope that you will have some patience because there are so many questions and I have to record many videos now to answer all of those questions. And I'm trying to get some funny content for the next time and not such, things to cry. So I hope you enjoyed this and hopefully we will see the next time. Stay creative, stay healthy. See you, bye bye.
Es riecht nach Holz und Wein, leises Knistern vom Plattenspieler. Die Lieder, die wir hören, wie früher am Lagerfeuer. Wir atmen diesen Ort, alles gewohnt, doch jetzt ist Stille. Das Leben läuft so fort, wie die Nadel in der Rille. Wir sagen euch leb wohl, liebe Oma, servus, mach's gut. Im Herzen bleibst du hier, deine Liebe, die stirbt nie. Wir sagen euch leb wohl, lieber Opa, servus, mach's gut. Im Herzen bleibst du hier, deine Liebe, die stirbt nie. Von Bildern an der Wand blickt ihr uns auch heute noch entgegen. Schwarz-weiß vergilbter Rand, sie erzählen uns euer Leben von Krieg und Hungersnot. 5 Kinder im Bettchen liegen und Marken für ihr Brot. Unvorstellbar, das klingt wie ein Märchen. Wir sagen euch leb wohl, liebe Oma, servus, mach's gut. Im Herzen bleibst du hier, deine Liebe, die stirbt nie. Wir sagen euch leb wohl, lieber Opa, servus, mach's gut. Im Herzen bleibst du hier, deine Liebe, die stirbt nie. Kannst mir noch den Rasen mähen, für Oma die Kartoffeln schälen. Heute, jetzt und hier unser Lieblingslied auflegen. Wollen tanzen, taumeln, träumen, heute, jetzt und hier. Dürfen keine Zeit versäumen. Wir sagen euch leb wohl, liebe Oma, servus, mach's gut. Im Herzen bleibst du hier, deine Liebe, die stirbt nie. Wir sagen euch leb wohl, lieber Opa, servus, mach's gut. Im Herzen bleibst du hier, deine Liebe, die stirbt nie. Eure Liebe